Hello and welcome. I have been having a read at the podesta hacked emails on WikiLeaks. I only found 2 of interest so far.
Email for John Podesta, C/O Aaron Sepp, from Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell requesting meeting. From terrestrial@aol.com to john.podesta@gmail.com, Aaron_M_Sepp@who.eop.gov, Aaron.Sepp@gmail.com. Date, October 1, 2014, 9:35. Subject, Email for John Podesta, C/O Aaron Sepp, from Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell requesting meeting. Apollo 14 astronaut Edgar Mitchell requests meeting with John Podesta to discuss disclosure. Hugs Aaron. Dr. Edgar Mitchell asks that I write to Mr. Podesta and you requesting his meeting in Washington, D.C. with John to discuss disclosure and zero-point energy. As John is aware, more than 20 countries including the Vatican have released top-secret papers discussing extraterrestrial incidents on Earth over many years. The U.S. has not participated in disclosure yet. Attending the meeting with Dr. Mitchell will be the following: Mr. Dan Hill, Catholic philanthropist Dr. Michael Mansfield, Catholic retired Air Force Colonel Mrs. Terry Mansfield, Catholic consultant replacing Dr. Rebecca Wright for Dr. Mitchell in this matter. Because of his own background as a Catholic, we feel it is imperative that John be aware of the Vatican's interest in ETI, extraterrestrial intelligence, and in sustainability for our planet. The Vatican has hosted global seminars on the repercussions of humans interacting with ETI, and how this will affect religion and consciousness. The Vatican's observatory is located here in Arizona, and its top astronomers including Father José Funes and Brother Guy Consalmagno, who have met with Pope Francis, have publicly stated that God's creation could very well include other intelligent life, and that would mean they are our brothers. We work with specific ETI from a contiguous universe. They are nonviolent and in complete obedience to God. Our ETI's connection to zero-point energy is obvious in that their purpose is to guide Edgar's international Chuan-Trek science team to apply their zero-point energy research for humanity, to move away from the use of fossil fuels which are so deleterious to our fragile planet. Chuan-Trek's science intuitive, Dr. Suzanne Mendelsohn, also a practicing Catholic, advises the Chuan-Trek team as to the specific tau neutrino which is the foundation for zero-point energy, something CERN scientists have begun to study, as well as scientists all over the planet. Because of the recent demonstrations addressing the overwhelming issue of climate change, and President Obama's own concern, we feel the timing is perfect to meet with John to map out a plan involving disclosure and zero-point energy. After having met with U.S. Ambassador Pamela Hamamoto at the UN mission in Geneva on July 4, Edgar announced to Swiss media that he intends to return to the Moon on a spaceship fueled by zero-point energy at age 100, in 16 years. Thank you for letting us know 3 possible dates and times for our meeting with John, so we can prepare travel logistics. Love, Terry Donovan Mansfield Director, Chuan-Trek ETI, Extraterrestrial Intelligence, Peace Task Force, Edgar D. Mitchell, SCD Science Officer and Founder 602-885-9058 Terry Billionaires@aol.com. On behalf of Edgar D. Mitchell, SCD Chief Science Officer and Founder, Chuan-Trek Apollo 14 astronaut 6th man to walk on the Moon. Email for John Podesta care of Aaron Re Space Treaty, attached. From terrestrial@aol.com to john.podesta@gmail.com. Date, August 18, 2015, 10:30. Subject, Email for John Podesta care of Aaron Re Space Treaty, attached. Dear John, because the war in space race is heating up, I felt you should be aware of several factors as you and I schedule our Skype talk. Remember, our nonviolent ETI from the contiguous universe are helping us bring zero-point energy to Earth. They will not tolerate any forms of military violence on Earth or in space. The following information in italics was shared with me by my colleague Carol Rosen, who worked closely for several years with Wernher von Braun before his death. Carol and I have worked on the treaty on the prevention of the placement of weapons in outer space, attached for your convenience. New great news, Federal Minister for Planning, Development and Reforms Ahsan Iqbal proposed cooperation in space technology between Pakistan and China as part of the historic declaration, saying it will take the Pak-China relations to new heights. A consortium of 35 Chinese companies was also formed that will invest in Pakistan. Pakistan and China on Wednesday signed 20 Memoranda of Understanding, M.O.U, worth $2 billion, emphasis on sustainability, the cosmic consequences of space weapons, why they must be banned to preserve our future. Full article, War in Space. War in space isn't considered fantasy anymore. Preparing for war in space. Articles below. Satellite missiles and international tensions. See US, China and Russia preparing for war in space. Europe/product war in space may be closer than ever. China, Russia, and the US are developing and testing controversial new capabilities to wage war in space despite their denial of such work by Lee Billings. August 10, 2015. World War III in space? Fears over rise in anti-satellite weapons created by Russia. A huge rise in anti-satellite weapons being developed by world powers has sparked fears the West could soon be embroiled in a fully fledged war with Russia and China in outer space. War in space isn't considered fantasy anymore. We're arguably closer than ever to war in space. Most satellites orbiting Earth belong to the US, China, and Russia. And recent tests of anti-satellite weapons don't exactly ease the scare factor. It sounds like science fiction, but the potential for real-life Star Wars is real enough. It's just not new. Fears of battles in space go back to the Cold War and several initiatives, like President Reagan's Star Wars missile defense system. Deputy Defense Secretary Robert Work spoke to Congress in June about the threat. He said during a speech the technology the US developed during the Cold War allows it to project more power, more precisely, more swiftly, at less cost. Take a moment to think about everything satellites do. GPS, surveillance, and communications all depend on them. And the Scientific American notes you can disable satellites without missiles. Simply spray painting lenses or breaking antennas is enough. President Obama requested $5 billion for space defense in the 2016 fiscal budget. And a former Air Force officer told the Scientific American most of the United States' capabilities in space have been declassified to send a clear message: there are no rules for war in space. Best regards, Edgar. Edgar D. Mitchell, SCD Apollo 14 astronaut, sixth man to walk on the moon, 0 Point Energy consultant.
Well, what do you think? I think this guy is genuine, and I do believe he and Podesta have had a chat about this before. Okay. Bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe.